I gotta move my coffee here. Oh my goodness. There's barely a breeze today, so you should be able to hear me no problem. Oh. Did some cleanup on the tree. I'm exhausted, I'm sweating. My shirt's sticking to me. But last time I come up here, the town had cut the grass, but they stopped at the tree and they didn't bother doing anything. And at that time, the grass was growing up pretty good, and all the little sticks that were all over the trail were hidden in the grass. So, you know, I figured if I'm gonna do it, I gotta do it soon. So that was my goal today when I went out. I went shopping, checked the mail, went to McDonald's, got my coffee, and that's it. I came straight here. This is my project for the day. I'm not quitting until I'm done, or until I absolutely can't go any further. But most of it done. When I first started, it didn't take long to realize. Oh, excuse me. Being bent over that long was absolutely killing my back. And that was like almost right away. So for the most part I was kneeling. You saw me pick up some very large pieces and throw them. Guys, this wood weighs next to nothing. This tree's been dead for a long time. There's very little water in it. And in fact, the only water that's probably in it right now is just from sitting on the ground, getting rained on as it is. It's not heavy at all. If I can carry a big, long, heavy, thick tree branch, or not heavy, but a thick tree branch with one hand, it's not heavy. So that was nice. I kind of figured that anyways. When I saw that big piece across the end of my trail there, I knew I was going to have to move it. That'd be the heaviest piece, but it was longer than I thought it was. I couldn't lift it. I could only lift one end at a time. So I just kind of walked it out, one end, swiveled it around, set it down, picked up the other end, swiveled it around, the other part. Eventually got it over to the pile on the side there. But that took a lot out of me. That one I couldn't lift completely. I could lift one end at a time. I couldn't lift the whole thing. I tried. But that took so much out of me. By the time I was done, I was panting like I just ran a marathon. Just from doing that. That's how quickly I get exhausted. So I took a nice long break. I took several breaks. But I was picking up what I could see. And as I was kneeling or walking, a lot of the stuff I found just by accidentally stepping on it or accidentally kneeling on it. And some of it was spiked into the ground pretty good. But the pieces were so small. There's so many small, like this tree exploded when it hit the ground. It literally exploded. Little tiny pieces everywhere. But I picked up everything I possibly could. And you saw me kind of cleaning up off trail too. And the reason for that is because I come up here sometimes and there's a car parked on that trail, which is why I started this second trail here, so I could get past the laneway. Oops. But if there's a car parked in there, I have to go through that grass to get around them. So I cleaned that part out as well. That's why I was doing that. Get as far off the trail as I could on both sides. And I was constantly looking up at the road every time I heard a vehicle coming, making sure there's no town trucks going by. I wanted to get done before somebody told me, no, you can't do this. Because town property, right? The liability. If I get hurt, I can sue the town. You know, I'm not going to do that. I'm not that kind of person. I get hurt, that's my fault. I'm doing what I want to do. This has nothing to do with the town. If I get hurt, it's on me, it's not on them. But unfortunately, there are people that sue for stupid reasons, you know. There's a crack in the road when they're crossing and stub their toe, right? Oh, sue the town for injuries. I had to take the day off work. They owe me wages, you know. And they win stupid stuff like that. The courts are stupid. But I'm not that kind of person. I don't do that. I can sue. There would be circumstances where I would, but not if it's my own fault, you know. It just drives me nuts. But I kind of cleaned up what I could. I left the cutting till last, and the reason for that is if somebody does tell me to stop, I can come back in the middle of the night and do that. I don't have to see pieces in the grass to pick up, right? I can cut those branches, you know, just by the available light in the air. I can do that in the middle of the night, nobody know. And I would do that if I was told to stop now. So, but it's got to be done. Like I said, the town's not doing it. No fault of theirs. I'm not, saying anything about them. It's just, it's not a priority. And I get that. But everything's growing in. My trail's growing in. If it grows in any farther, they're not going to be able to clean that up properly because they're not going to see what they're picking up, right? And they're going to drive their mower through there, and they're going to wreck the blade trying to cut, hitting all those sticks and everything. Plus, I'm not going to see where my trail is. So there is a selfish side to it, for sure. There's no question. Because if I didn't have a trail here and I didn't need to get through, I wouldn't bother cleaning it up. So there's definitely a selfish part, but at the same time, that's a job they don't have to do now. Next time they come up here with their mower, they can come right through. It's not a problem. But I still got to do some cutting. I saved one tree. There's a couple live trees in there that are kind of bent over from the weight of the branches on them. I saved the little guy. It's kind of taken form now, so I just kind of pushed it up over top of the main trunk there just to prop it up. So it realizes, hey, I can go vertical now. And there's another one. The majority of what's sticking out on the trail right now is a live tree that's bent over. So I got to cut a fair-sized log. One of the branches from this poplar tree that got taken down, it's on top. I got to cut it. It's just too big for me to pull off of it. So I'll cut a couple branches off. There's 2 branches, one on each tree. I think there's 2 trees there. I don't remember. There might be 2 trees in there. But I know it's one branch, but it's forked, and it's both forks are resting on a live tree. So I got to cut those so I can straighten that tree up. And if I have time or energy, I'm going to try to cut the dead trunks. They're pretty thick. I did bring my saw with me today. They're pretty thick, so they might take a bit to cut through. Let me try this. Where'd he go? There it is. Hey, there's our nature break for today. It's a red-winged blackbird. There's a couple. One landed down at the edge of the river. I can't see because the grass is too tall. But one landed on that little dead stick there. So I'll see if we'll stay there long enough for me to zoom in, and it did. I'm actually surprised it's as steady as it was, because I'm shaking like crazy right now. Oh, my muscles don't like to get worked. But surprisingly, when I'm sitting in bed, I got a shelf right beside me, and just beyond the shelf I got the desk. I guess you can't see. I got the desk with my computer on it, and right at the end of the desk there's a cord that goes up to my lamp, and it's got a switch on the cord. If I reach to the side like this, that causes me incredible pain. That really sucks. But Now that's kind of why I'm engaging, because everything I do at home is causing pain. So that's why I've been worried when I start working on the monster. Is this going to be an issue? So far it hasn't. Everything I've done here today has not been an issue. I can make it an issue. I'm sweating, like I said, I'm sweating like crazy. I took my fanny pack off. The buckle's behind me. When I put that on, I put my arms behind my back, the buckle, that hurts. That hurts right in here on both sides, like very, very intense pain. And it's not just, okay, don't do that, I straighten my arms out and it stops. No, it gradually fades away. And I've had people in the past, other people with fibromyalgia, and they asked me how I deal with the pain. Apparently my pain wasn't that bad. I think I might know what they're talking about now, because the pain is part of fibromyalgia, and I've had pain since the very beginning, but nothing like this. So it seems like I'm getting worse in phases, and it's not like everything just suddenly gets worse, because as you know, it always happens in the fall. I've said many times, but it's not everything is increasing. It's like one thing at a time. It's crazy. But I haven't had any energy to do anything, because I had another setback, I guess you could say, which increased my depression. Apparently the house is for sale again, and Michelle said to me, she says, no, they're not going to sell it unless they find someone who's going to let us stay in. I said, you can't guarantee that. She says, yeah, she said she's not going. I said, okay, let me put it to you this way. If somebody wants the house bad enough, they're going to say whatever they need to say to get the house, okay? They can agree that they'll let us stay, but as soon as the house is in their name, they can do whatever they want, and no one else has any say in it. So they can promise, they can swear that they're going to let us stay, but the day the house becomes theirs, it's finalized, they can give us notice legally, and no one can do anything about it. There's no guarantee that we're going to be able to stay. So that's kind of renewed my depression on that. But, at the same time, they have to sell the house. I get it. I'm not angry at them for doing it. They have to do what they have to do. I get it. I don't want to move again. I can't go through that. My illness is so much worse now than it was last time we moved. And last time we moved, I did most of the work. Well, Zach and I especially, but, it's just, I can't do that again. And if it comes down to it, I just say, well, you know what? I said, I'm not going to do what we did last time. I'm going to deal with my stuff. Everybody else is on their own. Because I can't do it. But, I got the garage set up the way I need it to work on the monster. I'm going to be starting to do that soon. I don't know how long it's going to take. And if we have to move, while the monster's apart, what am I going to do? You know what I mean? I hate uncertainty. I hate it so much. Like, I like Wingham. I love Wingham. When we first moved here, I know I've talked about this before, but when we first moved here, I knew nothing about it. But everybody here is nice. The crime rate is low. Everybody talks to you. A lot of people. I get the impression it's more of a conservative town. It's more of a religious town. But, people here are normal. It's so much different than anywhere else I've been. I love it. Kids here are respectful. Teenagers here are respectful. Where else do you see that? I don't want to leave here. I'm very comfortable here. I feel safe here. But if we have to move, what are the odds we're going to find another place like this? You know what I mean? Like, for the price that we're paying. That's the other thing too. If someone takes over the house, they can double the rent, they can triple the rent, and it's still lower than everybody else is paying, right? To the point where we're not going to be able to afford it, and we'll have to move. That's another way they can do it. Well, I didn't kick them out. They moved on their own. You know what I mean? But I don't know. But this time it's a real estate agent that's doing. They're going through the real estate this time. Last time they weren't. So, but like I said, they don't have a choice. They have to sell. I gotta deal with whatever comes, right? Don't have a choice. That's the joys of renting. You're at the mercy of the owner. And I wouldn't be in this situation if I could afford, to buy my own property. Even if I had a cabin out in the woods, I'd be happy, 1 acre. Just by myself, I'd love it. Yep. Canoers coming. Make use of my trowel. That's another thing too. When I was cleaning up, the last time I was here, I saw this pop can in the grass. I went to pick it up. Well, it's not. It's not empty. It hasn't even been open. It is hard iced tea. What's that say? Slightly sweet or something? Well, I'm not an iced tea drinker, but I wouldn't open that. I wouldn't drink that anyway. But I found that and it's like, okay, well that's interesting. Oh, yeah, there was a pickup parked back there. I thought there was somebody fishing down here, but that car, they must have canoed down the river. There's a car. 2 canoes come across the bridge here, and one of them's now on top of the pickup. So I guess they launched here. So that's the thing that gets me about them not cleaning this up. Is I'm getting the impression that this town doesn't want people to enjoy the outdoors anymore. Or at least the rivers, anyways, because they're taking a dam down, so there's no more kayaking on the river. It's not going to be deep enough. There's a festival that they have down at the park every year. They chose Wingham specifically because of the river. They used to have canoe races and stuff, or kayak races, whatever it was, on the river. But the river's not high enough anymore. And once they take the dam out completely, it's going to be even lower. Now, the reason I'm thinking, is because there is a fundraising group that I know I've talked about. Everything fits here, so I have to repeat. But there's a fundraising group that can raise all the money required to replace it or repair it or whatever, but the town won't go for it, even though the cost is fully covered. And it's, beginning of boating season here, and they don't bother, allowing people to get through here. I just get the impression they don't want people on the river anymore. Don't want us enjoying the outdoors. Of course, you got the soccer field here, but soccer leagues, it costs money. I'm sure some of that money goes into the town. But same with the baseball field. I don't know. I've noticed they've taken out the trailer waste dumping station. That was a free dumping station. It's gone. They took that out last week or the week before. So people can't dump their trailer waste there anymore. Gotta go elsewhere. But, that's government, right? They had their own ideas of what they want to do, and they won't listen to anybody else. Wow. I'm enjoying, there's another thing I've noticed, I'm not going to explain this, I'm going to show you this. Get up without knocking my coffee over. Holy crap, I can barely walk now. When I was cleaning up this area here, I noticed 1, 2, 3. Looks like just 3. 3 more jars of pickled beets. They're not broken, so I'm just going to leave them for now. I don't know why I didn't see those before. I'm wondering if... There's dead grass here. I don't know if that's from the river. Maybe the river brought these downstream. Oops, I missed a stick. So I don't know if the river deposited them or if these were here last year and all the grass just kind of settled down over them. I don't know. But the other ones were down there. So it's possible maybe the river did. And here's the beer bottle. Beer bottle buried in the ground. That's been there a while. I'm not going to bother touching that. But everything's nice and clean. You can still see my trail for now, but you know, everything's growing up. And eventually it's going to get so tall it's going to start leaning over and covering everything up. Oh my goodness. See, I'm just about done now. That exhausted me just going for that little walk there. Oh my goodness. So, I'm not sure if there's anything else. There's something, I think there might have been something else I wanted to talk about over there, but I don't remember. So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for these people to pull out. And then I'm gonna drag the monster over there and I'm gonna start cutting. I'll go as long as I can. I'm gonna at least try to get to free up those live trees, get them standing up again. And the dead parts sticking out, they're not. There's only one that's actually really out into the trail. Oh, excuse me. But, you know, in theory I won't even have to cut that. I just hit it with something heavy and it'll break off. I'll just snap it off. But no, I'm not going to do that because then I'll have to find something heavy and swing it. If it snaps off and falls the wrong way, it could land on my foot and I don't want that to happen. Oh my goodness. So, I'm exhausted but I'm happy. I got a lot accomplished today. And this is it. That's all I got. That's my project for today. I won't be doing anything else. So Monster's parts are officially ordered. I gotta wait and find out what ODSP is gonna cover. Hopefully it'll cover everything I need. I'll have a lot. It's just I have a feeling it's gonna be fairly pricey. So we'll see. The part on the back that's got the bolt stuck in it, I'm gonna replace it. That's one of the parts. I'm gonna see if they'll cover that. I hope they do. Because if they don't, I'm gonna plead with my worker. That's an integral part of the monster's frame, basically. Without that, you know, I can't. It's like I said, I've got it welded solid right now, but it's killing my back because I don't have that side-to-side springiness anymore. And when I go over a curve, I feel it. You know, like the monster just rocks because there's nothing to absorb. So I need those little side springs back. They're on there. They're just not functional because, you know, it's not swiveling. It's welded solid. So, but you know, if I can get that replacement part, I can just cut the welds off. I welded it up in a way that would be easy to do. Okay, so the cutter's gone, and the pickup's still there. So I'm waiting for the pickup to leave now. I don't know if I can see. I'm watching the screen if I can see it leaving. I can't really tell. My eyes are too blurry. But parts are ordered. I'm not going to explain. I'll show you when they come in what I got. But it's weird. My dealer sent me this exploded view of the monster. It's got every piece of the monster on several different pages. So I called my dealer yesterday, or a couple days ago, and I asked him, I says, I'm not sure how to order, because on that PDF, it's got a diagram, and it's got numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, pointing to different parts. And then it's got a list underneath it. It's got the 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's got the item number, description, and quantity. But, oh, there he goes. Bye-bye, pickup. But, I said, I'm not sure how to order it, because first of all, every diagram, each diagram on each page, those numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, reset to 1 on each page. And the pages are not numbered. If they are, it's in Chinese or Korean or whatever it is. Taiwanian. Anyway, not English anyways. So I can't really specify, this number on this page. I said, but here's the issue I'm having. It's got the item number. So I can order by item number, but it's also got quantity. So to me that means, they're sold in, like, on my rear hinge I got those little plastic spacers that I call them. They call them seals, nylon seals. I need 10 of those. And according to this, quantity is 4. So I said, I need 10. So if I order 10, are they going to send me 40? He says, yeah, probably. So he says, what you can do is put down the exact number that you need, and I'll make sure they understand that. Okay. So I got looking at it, and those spacers, or seals as they call them, are on 2 different pictures. One says quantity of 4, one says quantity of 6. I think, well, what is it, right? So the monster has 10 of them. So I got looking at it, and depending on what part they're showing, the seals are on 2 different parts. So one part 4 goes onto it, which will be the part that I'm replacing on the back. Where it attaches to the hinge, there's 2 parts. One over here, and there's a nylon seal on each end. So that'll be the 4. And then the rest of the frame, part in the middle, there's 2, and the parts on the end, there's 2 on each side, so there's 6, so there's 10 total. So I'm thinking, that particular item, there's 6 in that picture, and on the other picture, there's only 4. So it's not quantity, they're not sold in quantities of 4 and 6, that's just how many are in that picture. If you can understand what I'm saying. So, I've already sent everything. I'll show you, I'll put the pictures up here anyways, I'll show you how I did it. There shouldn't be any kind of confusion whatsoever. But I'm going to call my dealer. Actually it's 11:38 right now, so I can call him right now and see if he got it and see if he understands what it is. That looks like it might be a town truck. Nope. No North Huron sign on the door. Alright, I think I'm going to do that. I don't have anything else I want to talk about. I'm really hoping to get something done soon. I'm having a hard time staying awake for more than 4 or 5 hours right now. I'm sleeping so much. It's really hard for me to be out and do anything. Today I got up at like 4 o'clock, and it was almost 9 o'clock, and I want to go out in the afternoon when it's warmest, right? I like being out at the hottest part of the day. But there's no way. Like, I was starting to feel like going back to sleep already at 9. So I said, you know what? I gotta go out. So that's what I did. And I brought my saw with me. Because my intention was... Oops, sorry. I brought my saw with me because my intention was to come here. And that's what I did. I just did a little bit of shopping, came straight here. I wasn't going to do any kind of tour or anything, get all worn out from trying to keep the monster in a straight line. And so far, even if I quit now, I got done what I needed to get done. I can get past the tree. But I want to do some cutting. I don't want to just stop now. Because I don't know how much longer. That's other part of the reasons why I'm not going out. Like, I'm not going out every day right now. And the reason I'm not going out is because I'm not looking forward to driving the monster. That's unusual. It's usually the monster that gets me out, right? But I'm not looking forward to driving it because it's such a pain. It's so hard to drive right now. It's a chore to drive until I get parts replaced. And there's so much that's not working on it. I don't know. But I got something done today. I had a sense of purpose, lifted my spirits. And the longer I sit here, the less I feel like going back over there. So I think it's time to cut this video short. And if I still feel like doing it, I'm gonna have me a smoke and enjoy some more of my coffee here. Enjoy the peace. Everything's getting green now. It's starting to look like summer. I'm happy. As long as this severe weather stays away from us, stay south of the border, please. But, I'm enjoying. I'm getting fresh air. I have a feeling there's a lot of pop pollen around. I knew that sneeze was coming. That's what reminded me of it, because I was sneezing like crazy when I first got here. So I have a feeling there's a lot of pollen in the air today. That word didn't want to come out. I was trying to say puppy, and I know it's not puffy. And my hands are itchy. I got little dots all over them because I'm allergic to freshly cut grass. And a lot of little pieces I was pulling out of the grass, and I was breaking the blades of grass off with them, so I got yeah, I gotta stop talking soon. Freshly cut grass all over my hands. So, really, really itchy. Oh. I don't know what to say. I'm gonna finish my break. Temperature's warming up here pretty good. I'm like, wow, I don't need my jacket anymore. It was pretty chilly when I left. I don't need it now. And I can almost take my sweater off now, but I got an ugly shirt on. This is the shirt I wear when I'm not going to be taking my sweater off, I guess you could say. Because I knew I'd be sweating today. And in the wintertime, I wear this shirt. I don't wear my good shirts because I always sweat with my winter coat on. And my sweat is very acidic, and it eats my shirts, which I've talked about before as well. Hopefully that breeze isn't causing an issue. So, I don't want to wear a good shirt that's not going to be shown, right? It's just going to be under my sweater, so I wear this one. I got a whole bunch of old t-shirts that I wear. Just, a sweat soaker upper. Just so I've got something on. It's not going to be seen anyways. Anyways, I guess I'm done. The breeze is starting to pick up now, so I don't want the audio getting all messed up here. So I'm gonna sit here and enjoy the peace, enjoy the fresh air, and if there's anything following this, then I've gone back to work. If not, I'll save it for another day. I'll come back again. That's all I got, I think.